Today we're going to build our own personal Project Central hardware store. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this corner cleared out. This whole shelf it just doesn't really work right there. It's too big, doesn't really fit the space. So we're going to get that pulled out. And then we're going to throw in a couple shelves right here. Alright, we got all the shelves put up, 5 shelves and then the floor. So the top 2 are just 2x6s, the bottom 3 are 2x12s. I talked a little bit about the brackets, and if you're looking for any of that stuff, I'll post links to anything I use in this video down in the description. So let's get all the stuff out of the lockers, because those are going to the back porch for things. And then get all this stuff moved over here. Some other stuff moved around. And yeah, organizing. Alright, we got the lockers cleaned out. Most everything went over here on this shelf. A lot of the spray paint and auto chemicals are going in the other shelf to be organized at a future time. Got the bicycle hung up and out of the way. So we're going to finish pulling these lockers all the way out. These vertical ones are going to go to our back patio. I've got a plan for that. Just a household project, not going to be on the channel. But this upper section, you can see it's detached. Those may wind up going up back in the same spot with our hardware store built underneath it. Kind of unsure on that right now, but let's get everything else pulled away from the wall, pulled off the wall, and get this area cleaned up a little bit better. Get this fan back on because it is hot. Right. So there is the base of our new hardware store area. So let me show you what I've already got in here. Alright, so this rolling cart used to be actually my miter saw station. My miter saw was on this, but when I started reorganizing and realized that I don't really use my table saw that much, my table saw got sent out to the covered storage. I've still got it in case I ever need it. I can always bring it back out. But I use my track saw so much more. Anyways, I'm rambling. So my miter saw went to the table saw stand, and this one wasn't really being used. And in here, a bunch of different hardware: metal zip ties, drawer slides. Down here, some framing nails, some miscellaneous hangers. Over here is a bunch of different casters. Over here is, this one's kind of empty. We're still working on figure out what to put in that one. Oh. But let me show you what I've got for the top. Whew. All right, so I've got a I got a bunch. I may have bought too many, but unlikely. So we drink some water because it is 96 degrees out here now. It is sweltering hot in this garage. And I'm going to go figure out exactly what I want to do as far as building a rack. But to the welding table, let's go. Whew. Well, if I can still count, that should be 40 1.5 pieces of angle at 13 inches long. The jig worked pretty good. The stop is kind of ghetto fabulous, but it worked. I gotta get all of these cleaned up. Get all these cleaned up, and then I gotta figure out some measurements as far as height and width and stuff. So let me grind on these a little bit. Ooh, that sounded wrong. Let me get these cleaned up, devote a little bit of processing power to figuring out what I want, how much space I want between each one, and then yeah, I don't know, figure it out. Alright, it is a new day. I've got all 40 of these runners cut and ground down, at least enough to weld them in. I've got a design figured out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run these. I'm going to use angle all on the outside, kind of the exterior box part of it. But on the inside, I need something to weld to, and I'm going to go cut up a piece of sheet metal that I've got laying in my driveway, actually. So, maybe this is why my neighbors don't like me. No, that can't be it. So let's go get that laid out and cut out, and we'll come back. We'll come back here to the welding table and start tacking some stuff together. Exciting. Alright, so we got our piece cut to width. Now we got to cut it to length. We're going to do that in here in the garage. And then we're going to have to remove all the paint off of it. So we'll have to strip the paint off of it so that we have a good clean welding surface. So more of the same. Alright, so we got our piece cleaned up. We got it cut to length. All the paint off of it. Used the big sander with a 36-inch sanding disc on it. Worked like a champ. Next up, we got to lay out all of our pieces we put across here. So we'll put one on each side. This is going to be the middle, and then there'll be another side over here. So we're going to make it so that you can put 5 of the medium cases. Put 5 of the medium cases at the top, and then 5 of these bigger cases at the bottom. So I guess let's do some maths. Let's do some marking. Do some tack welding maybe? I don't know. Maybe. Make some progress. Definitely gonna listen to some music. That thing's heavy. Woo! That thing is all there. All right, so we got our kind of the center of our storage rack. We got that. All the slats tacked in. That's about half. That's really half of them tacked in place. This does a couple things for us. One, it kind of gives us something else to do tonight as far as welding goes. So we'll be able to finish burning this in. These aren't going to carry a ton of weight. Some of them will, but they'll be closer to the bottom. So I'll probably just weld the faces out, and then maybe like 1 or 2 little seam welds somewhere in there. It's not going to need much, especially once it's all boxed in. These aren't going to go anywhere. So I think I'm going to just kind of burn this in right quick. We are stick welding this. I am still critically low on weld gas. Maybe I'll get that bottle refilled sometime. It's out of date, so I don't really know the process on getting it recertified and stuff. So anyways, let's keep welding on this. Alright, I got this middle section about halfway done. I'm going to take the time and run about a 1-inch little bead on the top of each one of these, just to kind of really tie it together. So you can see how it's going to be. Right? See, it's starting to come together. Now I just got to build the outside frame. I was trying to be really careful on getting it solid enough and not making one spot too hot, because it is just a flat plate. It will go banana shaped real fast. So I was really trying to prevent that. So hopefully we can kind of burn these in and flip it over and burn the other side in, and it doesn't go too banana shaped. Okay, so we got the center as done as it's going to be. I definitely spent some extra time trying to make sure all of these runners, rails, guides, whatever, these pieces of angle, making sure there's no trash on them, no splatter, no like paint, because you can probably tell paint's pretty rough. That paint was on there thick. So I got this as done as it's going to be. And I need to cut 4 pieces of angle at 37.5 inches. So next time you see me, which is not going to be tonight because it's like almost 9 o'clock at night and it's time to get cleaned up and go to bed, because my sponsor, my day job, wants me there tomorrow. Alright, so we got our frame tacked together, and it is stinking hot out here, so that's awesome. But our frame is tacked. Our frame's pretty square. It's within like I don't know, 64th or 78th or 150th. I don't know. It's close enough. We'll fix it with paint. I'm gonna get the rest of these tacked up, weld it up, build the other one, and keep on moving. 300 bazillion degrees out here. We got the fan going, so hopefully that's not too loud. Get some of these tacked into place. Should be fine. Totally fine. Totally fine. Anyways, let's get this other one built. All right, it's a new day. Yesterday I got both of my side pieces finished up, and you can really start to see the vision, right? See the vision come together as far as what this thing's gonna look like. I'm super happy with it so far. This thing is gonna be bomb-proof. But today we need to finish building the structure. We're just gonna keep using angle iron. I picked up a ton of angle iron off a job site a while back. A buddy had left over, so thanks to Troy for that. Really appreciate you. I do need to make a little bit of flat bar out of some angle, so we'll probably break out the plasma cutter here in a little bit. Or if I just need a little bit, I might just run a zip disc down it. Who knows? But we gotta take some more measuring of the things here. I'm gonna try and get this finished up today. My goal for today is at least get the structure done, all the grinding and flap wheel done, take it outside, spray bomb it black, and then we'll install it on the cart, hopefully sometime soon-ish. Soonish for me, really soon for y'all. As you can see, my workstation here, my welding table, is filthy from grinding and welding yesterday. So we're going to get that cleaned up. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but it really helps keep me motivated working on stuff if you've got a clean workspace. I'm not very good at that. A lot of times my wife will come out here, Mrs. Project Central, and she'll be like, "This is just filthy. Why are you working in filth? Why don't you stop and clean up a little bit?" And it's just like, I know. But it is a big motivating thing, right? If you have a clean work area, maybe it's not like spotless to maybe we can eat off the floor, but if it's like swept and there's not like grinder dust all over your space, it can help make you feel more productive. Just a little tip. Let me finish sweeping this up and we'll get back to this project. Alright, so our cases are 16 and a half. Alright. So I'm going to put about a 1/4 inch on both sides, so it's a 1/2 inch wider. So that means from this side to this side, from this piece of angle to here, we need 17 inches. So our overall outside to the middle is 18 and a half. If we double that, right, for both sides, so 37 inches. I was thinking it'd be pretty much square, 37 and a half by 37. So let's go, I think we need four more pieces of 37 inches. So let's go drag another piece of angle out. This is already 3 sticks of angle, so I don't know what that would cost since I've got all this stuff leftovers. But I think by the end of it, it's going to be 4 total sticks of 4 20-foot pieces of sticks, so 80 feet of angle. It's a lot. So we got our 4 pieces, 2 for the top, 2 for the back. Our pieces, flat bar for here at the front. They turned out okay. You know, it'll work for what it is. Probably not the most elegant way to do it, but it's fine. It'll be fine. These ended up being 14 inches across here, so we'll use those. We'll try it. We might get those tacked in first. Probably scoot this to me a little bit. Start getting it squared up. All right, so if you haven't seen the build for my welding table yet, I've got that posted. I'll post a link down in the comments or other video at the end of this video or something. But one of my big goals for this other build for the table was to be able to use regular old cheap Harbor Freight clamps. So glad I did that. Bolt that one in, clamp that one down so it doesn't go anywhere. Alright, time to get the welding hood and shirt and gloves on. We fix and tack this bad boy up. Alright, so here's the plan, if you want to call it that. We're going to tack some of this stuff in place, try and get this whole thing squared up. The front edge of my table is pretty close. I did run a straight edge on it when I do this, so, and I measured all these holes off of the front, so they should be pretty straight enough to get this squared up. So let's run some measurements, move some stuff around, and get tacking. Look at it. Woo! Very nice, very nice. Alright, so Mrs. Project Central helped me get this moved out here to the paint booth, and we're going to use these little bitty lags I just went to the hardware store and got. So these are 1 inch by 1/4 inch lags. So we'll drill some holes in here, and then so that we can, when we get to installing this on the cart cabinet thing that I'm repurposing, doesn't fall over and kill me. So let's get this thing painted up. This is how you know I care, because I'm actually using decent spray paint. We're using some Rust-Oleum, Satin Canyon Black, 2X Ultra Cover. Should be fine. You know you're doing your surface prep really well when you can still see the dirt through the paint. It's okay, it's the back side. So what you do is you kind of start at one end and work your way to the other, so it blows all the dust one way. Yeah, it blows all that dirt and sand off of it. See? Just like that. Nailed it. That took about a can and a half, so not bad. Not bad. We'll let this sit out here for a few hours and really dry up. And you got 2 more pieces I gotta make. My base we're putting this on isn't quite wide enough, so I gotta cut some pieces of 3-inch angle, get some holes drilled in those, and then we'll paint those up too. So, all right. So we're back here at the back. Everything's painted. I've got our wings, little wings here. They're going to go right here to catch the edges of our new storage rack. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 bottom drawers out. We're going to go ahead and screw this lower cabinet to the wall. Even though it's on casters, I don't plan on moving it around very much, if ever, until we move. So we're going to go ahead and screw it to the wall just to help keep it from tipping. And then once we get the rack put on and the top half of those lockers put back on, we'll screw all that to the wall at the top, so to make it really nice and solid and not go anywhere. So let's get these drawers pulled out and bottom screwed in. That one's nice because there's nothing in it. Oh yeah, that was pretty heavy. Oh sweet. Check that out. Found an old table saw blade. Neat. You ever find stuff like that? Alright, that bottom is nice and solid now. Let's get our drawer back in. These are kind of neat. I made these when I was doing used to do a lot of woodworking, and they're just, the drawers are dadoed in. There's no actual slides. It's just a drawer with a dado. It's pretty neat. Money. See how strong my back is. Well, turns out tool cart, it saves your back. So we're gonna scooch this over. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright, first one going in. It's so good. Never gonna get old. Ow. Oh, that's a finger. It's so good. Did you just look at it? Look how good this is. Well, like I said, we need to go get 2 more of the big ones, 1 more of the medium ones, and then, you know, it rocks a little bit, but if you're just pulling these out, perfect. So, next up, probably a run to Harbor Freight to get 2-3 more storage bins. It's almost 1 o'clock, and I haven't really had lunch yet, so I'm going to go eat lunch. Yeah, and just bask in the glory of how awesome this is. So, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you're even still watching. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is a good system? This is better than a bucket full of miscellaneous nuts and bolts and screws? Anyways, yeah, let's go. Let's keep working on stuff. All right, so we got some 2x4 blocks cut and put up here. Let's go get our locker top thing and throw it up there. Okay. Woo. Wow, I could really use a screw. Oh, look at this. Right here, look at that. Sorry, I'm being goofy. Whew, all right. Lockers put back at the top. I think I'm gonna put a cooler up there. I think that's where my other cooler's gonna live. I've got one big one up there, other family cooler. I think it's gonna go up here. Let me go grab that. Oh, yeah. Woo! So good. All right, I've been looking for a spot for that for so long. Okay, went out and got the last few cases I needed. Been working on organizing this stuff a little bit, but I just wanted to end the video here and just say thanks for watching to the end. I really appreciate every one of you that does. I am so happy how this project turned out. My goal for this year is to make the most capable two-car garage I can. Right? I've got a Jeep to finish up, and one of the main challenges I've had is just nuts and bolts and hardware everywhere. But this is my chance, and this is what we're working on to get everything organized. Now I'm about to attack all of this with a label maker. Off camera. You guys don't want to watch that. That's boring. Except when Adam Savage does it, because I don't know, I can just kind of watch that dude. He's pretty interesting. Anyways, tangent. If this is something you've considered doing, do it. Figure out a way to make it happen in your garage. Maybe you only need 5 of these. Maybe you need 10. Maybe you need 100 of them. Who knows? But figure out a way to do this in your shop or whatever organization system you have for hardware. Let me know down in the comments, and go out there, whenever you're making stuff, and remember, take care of one another, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks. Alright, well, while I'm organizing through mountains of hardware to get everything buttoned up from this build, check out another video. Or whatever. Thanks.